Welcome to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast, where we discuss sports, fashion, music, and entertainment. Where trophies are temporary and medals are forever. What side are you on?
Welcome back to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast. It's your boy Batman with the Ebbtide crew. We got Twin, Raheem Godell, Ebbtide King, and Tony Love in the building. What's good, fellas?
Come get that chicken.
Come get that fucking chicken. We got a lot to cover.
Yeah, I'm looking like some different kind of birds, but I hear you though.
That's that smoke. That's that smoked chicken.
That's that smoked chicken, baby.
We got a lot to catch up on with the NBA. Looking at the playoffs, how they're shaking out. A couple controversies between players and talking heads with Kevin Durant and Russel Westbrook. March Madness, we're in the Final Four. Also in music, we got DMX and Lil Nas X making a lot of noise, good and bad, depending how you look at it. But first thing first, let's jump into NBA.
Nobody care about the Knicks.
Hater, coming from a Knicks fan. You know you're a Knicks fan. We seen the evidence. We posted the evidence the other day. We ain't even gonna touch on that. I'm gonna let that go. But with the trade deadline recently passing, something that the NBA I think got backwards. They have the buyouts. You can still buy out people after the trade deadline. So there was a couple players that made some moves. LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin going to the Nets. We had Andre Drummond going to the Lakers, and everybody has been outraged about it. My argument is that if your team was to sign these people in the offseason, at the point they are in their career, you'll be pissed off. So how do y'all feel about, pretty much to me, people hating on some of the moves that the teams made the past week or so?
With the Nets,
just 2K.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with the Nets. Everybody got picked up were people who can't create their own shots. You better hope for Kevin Durant to be back so
right
your role can be fulfilled. But other than that, it is what it is. Get your money up.
Yeah. And that's the key thing. Like, the moves don't make sense unless Durant is back and healthy. Because you're going to have to depend on Blake Griffin dragging that leg. I don't think that's going to be that's not championship expectations with that particular unit.
Because if the Blake showed you in Detroit, he's not going to sit up there and lead you. To the.
Nah, he ain't want to be there to lead Detroit too, though. At the same time, he
did before he got hurt that last time. He did lead them to the playoffs. I will say that he got them to the playoffs. There was like an 8 seed, but that's all he can really do.
Yeah, that's what he's capable of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which ain't bad, but at the same time, you can't expect him to, like you said, lead him to the championship at this point in his career. Same thing with LaMarcus Aldridge, who was in and out the lineup for the Spurs. So, like I said, these are not people. Their names sound good because you're thinking about the 25-year-old version of these players.
Exactly.
But at this point in their career, they are not who they were. And that's what people confuse and conveniently.
They're not the over the hill gang. They are coming down the hill gang.
On the way down. But at the same time, I will say this: to have somebody like that coming off the bench, perfect. That's pretty much their role. Give you 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Get some shots up against some bench players. They'll get you a couple buckets and some boards. But to think that they're going to be the ones you go to in the clutch just ain't, that's what people making it seem like. Like they really going to be making that big of an impact.
They have the potential to.
Yeah, in spurts. But people make it seem like they're going to be scoring 30 points a game apiece.
Nah, they just know that at least you got that at least a good, you get at least good 10 out of them a night coming off the bench. That does matter a lot, like you said, in the bigger picture. When you can rest your guys and they can come out there and at least somewhat produce.
Mm-hmm.
So they still got a skill set enough to do that. So that's why people are looking at it as like, damn, your bench, you coming off the bench with cats that can still, like you said, at least give you over 10 with ease.
Mm-hmm.
So when your bench, you barely getting any type of production out your bench. You just want them to hold the lead. But these cats can at least somewhat extend it. Yeah, they can at least extend it or strongly just hold your lead without no problems. And I think that's what people feel some kind of way about.
But with all this talk of what's going on with the NBA, do you find it funny, or do we just as a NBA community as a whole, we just don't believe in the Utah Jazz #1 team overall?
Hey, they are getting disrespected. I don't think anybody is picking them to get past the second round.
Oh wow, second round.
It's a combination of their history / I'm talking about history like the old Jazz, the old Stockton Jazz, along with the recent history of the current Jazz not producing in the playoffs. It's
and people hate their fans.
Yeah, that's another part about it too. It's Utah. No, most players don't like playing there. Most players have had stories about whether it's racial or just highly disrespect that the fans show in Utah. So I think all the above plays into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I clearly put it all on the fans. That's just why people just do not like their fans there. That's why everybody try their best to try to just destroy them when they're there in Utah, just to shut them fans up. Mm-hmm. But you get all that, but of course then they get the calls and everything because they are home. So it's gonna be an interesting situation. Well, like you said, everybody's gonna be happy. Like you said, they get bounced. And remember now, LeBron took the shot he did when they was doing All-Star, getting ready to select the team. Yeah, it said nobody never plays with them on 2K or live or anything, which is a factual thing. I ain't never seen anybody pick Utah as a team to play with.
Never ever.
Never
ever. And they usually, like back in the day, they used to be high rated because of Stockton Malone.
And then still ain't touching.
It was that Jerry Sloan, style of play. Just rough, tough. Nothing finesse about it.
Yeah, it wasn't glamorous at all.
Sure.
I think the most flamboyant player they had. What's the dude that was in dunk contest?
Russell?
No, David Benoit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about David Benoit.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's a lot. That says a lot. Man. Well, no, I lied. They had Deshaun Stevenson for a brief minute. They tried to change how I look, and they got him the hell up out of there. He was too hood for him. Once he started getting neck tattoos, he had to go. Darren Williams, but the same thing. But the thing was, Darren Williams and Sloan didn't get along for that reason probably. So he got up out of there too. But yeah, they
ain't trust Darren Williams. He's from Dallas, man. What are you talking about? Remember that,
There you go. Dallas slander once per episode.
Well, okay, he's not from Dallas. He's from the Colony. So that's
he's from Plano, some whatever.
Yeah, it was the Colony. I think the Colony says Plano. So yeah, I'm not gonna put that all on Metroplex questionability.
So
he will.
But the Jazz, the Jazz is basically at the point where you got to show me. They kind of like on the Clippers shit. You got to show me that you changed.
long as them fans is there and then Utah, nobody ain't trying to hit. Like honestly, at the end of the day. And remember now, they still got our city name of as a team, and there ain't no kind of jazz in that city at all.
Why haven't they changed that? They should have changed that like 20 years ago.
Exactly. So that's why I think it's a voodoo curse on their ass. Because who the fuck know about jazz in Utah? Never. So we wish ill will on them for life.
Are you sure the curse ain't because of bitch asses of Carmel?
Yeah, too.
I think that definitely sprinkles into it.
Yeah, that should definitely sprinkle into it because because he's definitely of the NBA of all time. He's in that top 5 of bitch assness of the NBA for sure. So you gotta do that, but then you gotta look at it too. That's not even in the NFL. If you play Madden, everybody pick one team some way somehow on the Madden. Then will play with somebody that you looking like really about to play with them. Where
shit. I would even go back to Super Tecmo Bowl. I mean, I at least played with Tampa Bay on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was garbage.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna take that risk for 1 or 2 players on the team. Like, well, I'll deal with them. But that was my point. Utah was good on games, and people still were not using. Like, people would rather use the 96 live Sixers for Iverson than to use probably like a 95 overall team Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and even that was a little bravado. Fuck you, man. I'll sit up there and play with this team over here and still beat your ass.
Right. But Ninjas not touching that Utah, dude. It's almost like they didn't even exist. Like it didn't even like they was on the screen. How did you skipped that game when you played the season?
You even want to bother them with them.
Dude, you didn't even play them then. Like, you just didn't want nothing to do with Utah for some reason. I never remember playing Utah on a video game before. I'm thinking, really try to think hard if I ever really played them.
Have y'all even met a Utah Jazz fan?
When they pretty good on NBA Live, weren't they on PlayStation?
Yeah, 99. I played against some Hornacek used to light your ass up.
I would trade for Hornacek, but I ain't playing with the damn.
Right.
Fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't never met a Utah Jazz fan.
I have. They exist in the city.
Where?
They exist. I've got like 2 or 3 people that was Jazz fans back in the day.
I ain't never seen them on a New York. I mean Utah Jazz jersey on.
I think the only time people were Jazz fans because they was anti-Jordan. That's all that was, and they was playing Jordan in the finals those years, so they were rooting against them. I don't think they know.
They had a bunch of old heads back in the day that said, "Hey, they were the team in New Orleans." You know what I mean?
And try to keep with it.
Try to keep with it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They nothing about them. Well, I will say this: at least the new team, part of the team is a little more appealing. You know what I'm saying, to the youth between Donovan Mitchell, carrying that. But I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, especially for LeBron to say that shit on national TV. Like, I'm pretty sure the commissioner wasn't feeling that shit.
Well, hey, man, LeBron is Godfather, and he old man. He old Brand James. Not that you gonna have to hold that out, then.
Commissioner was probably laughing too.
Exactly.
I mean, think about this. When you heard, well, this is before our time, when we were probably in diapers, but the news breaks that the New Orleans Jazz is moving to Utah.
I mean, no history of sports.
None.
Sports. Like, how did that move get made? Like, that, how bad was it? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's before our time. But how bad was it in the city? The fact that this shit moved to Utah.
Mm-hmm. And didn't change the name.
And didn't change it.
Kept the colors and everything at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm curious. What would you change their name to?
Mountains.
So good. So I want everyone to say what. So Rashawn say mountains. What you say, Batman?
Fucking Mount. That shit. I mean, I get it. That's what you think about, but that shit sound corny as hell.
Well, sure, they are corny. Okay, the moments then. Fuck it, they are who they are. They're bigaments. Yeah, what? Come on, man. We can go many levels here. What?
What about Mountaineers? Like West Virginia?
Monuments because the Monument Park out there. That's they famous for.
The Utah
Three Wives.
Yeah.
Utah Three Wives.
Utah Three Wives.
Wait. The Utah what?
Three Wives.
Cliffs. The Utah Cliffs.
Utah Cliffs.
Because you can have multiple wives there. So
Oh,
they ain't promote that no more. They just like, nah, they cut it out. We ain't doing that.
Well, after the show Big Love on HBO, they put their heads on blast.
The Utah Unseasoned.
I'm gonna go with the Utah Snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
The Utah Blizzards.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
The Blizzards.
Oh, Blizzards.
That can work.
Bourbon. Gucci as a sponsor.
Bourbon.
So,
but yeah, they like I said, their team is good, man. And they got a good coach. That's another thing too. They got a good coach. They got a young superstar.
Well, we don't like LeBron. Keeping the same energy. Fuck Utah. Now let's go on to the next thing, man. Enough of this. We don't care about the goddamn Utah. We've been talking too long on these damn people.
I second that.
Remember that? Look, niggas so quick. Niggas wanted to get out of Utah when All-Star break was there, nigga. That shit was quick as swift.
Oh damn! I forgot that was All-Star game there, huh?
Yeah.
That shit was mad quiet.
Have y'all ever been to Utah? I've been to Utah. Have y'all ever been to Utah?
I have a funny story. I had a layover there, switch planes, and I mean, when you talk about just nothing but white people in that airport, and then we saw it was me and my mom and my cousin, and there was two other black ladies, and I stood up there, hey black people, what's going on? Where y'all headed? We going to Vegas. Well, they say they going to Vegas. It could be the Klan taking us to a special place. All right, y'all going to Vegas too? I bet. And all these white people sitting up there laughing, and someone like, hey, there's some in here.
And in Utah, so I dated a girl who went to grad school in Utah, and at the restaurant, some restaurants you can't just have a beverage, like you gotta eat. So they won't serve you alcohol unless you eat.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
See what I'm saying? Back to what I said. Enough of this segment on Utah. Fuck Utah.
Hey, let's take a quick break and we can come back and jump into Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook's exchanges.
They're beefing again?
No. They beefing with different people. Russell Westbrook with Stephen A. and Kevin Durant with Rapper. So I'll be right back. All right, continuing with the NBA. One of the heated exchanges we was talking about, Kevin Durant and Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport basically leaked out some DMs between him and Kevin Durant, basically exchanging words. Kevin Durant calling him everything but a child of God. To me, I have no problem with it to a certain degree. Because Michael Rappaport, typical New Yorker, he get under people's skin. But at the same time, I kind of feel Kevin Durant should know better. Like, don't let people like that get to you. But Kevin Durant is also from DMV area, so I think he also about that action. So that's what people be forgetting sometimes.
I think sometimes you forget too how sensitive DMV people are too at the same time. IEYLA, especially through social media.
Yeah.
They could be
always feel shorted. They always feel shorted.
Right, and they always feel like they have to do extra to prove themselves with anytime somebody says something negative about them. I think that's a DC sensitive. He had a DC sensitive moment. Now, I ain't not to sit there and say they ain't none of them about that action. Not saying they still ain't about no action, but they definitely can get sensitive real quick. Johnny Gill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just start thinking about a lot of people that you know, as from the DC area and how they kind of they feel extra
Michael
of how
Beasley.
much they got to. They feel like they got to do extra to prove themselves and stuff, you know, and they kind of take it almost too far to try to prove themselves, rather than letting their actions just do the talking.
Hence Kevin Durant's exchange. I also feel Michael Rappaport deleted some of his messages because it was a whole bunch of Kevin Durant.
Oh, of course.
Parts, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit didn't add up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Rappaport was trying to clean up his point of view.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, you know he was poking the bear. You know he was poking in the bear. And like you said, that dude deleted and then screenshotted everything, them then make it seem like it was a one-way affair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part or whatever, I kind of started unfollowing him or whatever for that reason, because I was just like, man, you just wanted to make the news at this point. You know what I mean? You didn't have to. You could have just told the story and been done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he really could have used his podcast to talk about that or whatever. But I think the part of it is like he probably thought people wouldn't believe him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, that's why I don't really listen to his podcast or anything like that. Like his energy sometimes is just a bit much to kind of sit through that constantly.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Like you said, you gotta take it in doses. Like you can watch one or two and then you gotta maybe go a whole month or two without listening to it, then kind of go back. Because it's the same, because he's already kind of at the same energy all the time. And it's
no matter what.
Yes, exactly. So
good
it's
times,
like,
bad times, sports, politics, music, everything is all the same type of energy. You know what I'm saying? And like even in his interviews, like when he's not in control, he still kind of finds a way to take it to that level.
Right. Exactly.
So
what drove Kevin Durant over the edge?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like Michael Rappaport kind of like looked like he deleted out his parts of the conversation. Mm-hmm. You know, because Kevin Durant. I mean, pretty much he was. What I'm guessing what he was doing is kind of just saying like, you got to go build a super team. You had to win with a super team in Golden State. Now you're trying to build a super team in Brooklyn so you can win. Blah blah blah. That's the typical type of thing Michael Rappaport would do, and. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's probably just, maybe some other stuff Kevin Durant heard from other people and just like, this was like the final straw. But it's the way that Michael Rappaport delivers the shit. Like his energy is always, negative 112. So that's probably what kind of pushed him with that. And then to the point of, they both in New York, you know what I'm saying? So Kevin Durant will come see me then. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bitch, I'm a this, I'm a snake or whatever. There's only so much you can take, especially like you say, you can reach out and touch things. Like, all right, well, meet me here. I forgot what he said to meet him, man. But yeah, like, go ahead and meet me here and say it to my face.
But yeah, but the thing is, Mike is more in LA than he is in doggone New York.
True. I mean, he might be there at the time. He might have been that cook. Well, it could have been an old picture. But somebody posted a picture of him at a Brooklyn game. So maybe that was an old pic or something like that. But fucking yeah, I'm pretty sure Kevin Durant was like, nigga, say it in my face. Pretty much.
Exactly.
Because that's how a lot of these writers are. You have a day and age now that everything is digital and you ain't writing for the local newspaper that, somebody can't show up at your office when you write something crazy. You can be thousands of miles away. Can get away with it, kind of like we said before. People don't get their ass whooped enough. You know what I'm saying? They get a little too comfortable with the keyboard and just saying whatever, and they ain't got to deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what took that to the next level on that one. At the same time, Kevin Durant, I think he kind of likes that shit though. I think that kind of fuels him to me.
Oh, it does.
Like you said,
No, it really does. No, it actually does, and that's why he'll go watch when he comes out. When he comes back from this phantom injury that he's on right now, he'll be lighting up everybody like a Christmas tree, all playoff run. They just resting him. I think they're resting him intentionally so they can be ready for this playoff run.
I think so too. I think the seeding don't matter, especially with fans being limited. I don't think there's especially with the amount of top heavy talent that they got between him, Harden, and Kyrie. You don't really need to worry about home court advantage. So
that's what LeBron thinking too.
It's best same thing with LeBron, Anthony Davis. They were saying that earlier with Davis. It's like he wasn't supposed to be out this long, but it's like, you know what? Let's just be 100% sure, because it's best to have a lower seed and your people at 100% versus being a higher seed and you only at 80%. So I think they're definitely taking their time with Kevin Durant. But you see when he was on the court, he was still killing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, he probably would have been lead for MVP if he would have continued to play, but it's not worth the risk at this particular point, especially when they know, all right, when they all healthy, we the real deal. You know what I'm saying? The least make it to the finals. So they definitely gonna take their time with him.
I wonder if this interaction between him and Michael will put something on the other NBA players' mind about super teams, and I wonder if the super teams may fade away.
No, for certain players it has. I mean, we're at this point right now. Like Damian Lillard is highly against it.
Yeah,
Bradley Beal
next point,
is
you got
is
players in
against
the
it.
league. You got other players in the league. Yeah, just like you said, they're just not for it. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that's definitely a way to look at it, because especially with Kevin Durant, where he won 2 rings in Golden State and nobody gives him credit for that shit pretty much. Like in the media and in the general public, like he doesn't even feel like he's a 2-time champion.
Nah.
At all. Like the way that he gets talked about and the way that he gets viewed or whatever, he doesn't seem like he's a 2-time finals MVP, 2-time back-to-back champion. Like he's probably the most gifted offensive player ever, as far as looking at size, skill set, volume scoring, etc. But like you said, whether it's his attitude and the whole Golden State thing, he doesn't get viewed that way. Like Dirk Nowitzki gets more love for winning that 1 championship than what Kevin Durant got for winning 2 back-to-back.
I mean, you remember now that, but that he did it to himself by signing with a team that beat you in the conference finals to go there the next following year. So that's the only reason. He could have went to any other team and did this, and it wouldn't have he wouldn't have got none of this. They'd have respected those titles and call it a day, but go to already a loaded Golden State team that already won titles. That is the only reason why he got that ridicule.
But to be fair, in Kevin Durant's legacy, Golden State recruited him.
Yes,
this is true too.
They needed him. So, I mean, I think people need to kind of understand that they recruited him. He pretty much was on.
And they were recruiting him before he lost to them in the playoffs too.
True. Yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. I understand that they recruited him, but
doesn't necessarily mean you got to go to.
Exactly, he had a choice. And to be honest with you, I was hoping Kevin Durant here's something opposite LeBron James did. Not taking anything away from what LeBron James did, that's fine. But I was just hoping that Kevin Durant will be in a class of his own. But with him making that decision of going to Golden State, now you're going to the Nets. Now, you got all these other players on the team now. I don't know. It's like, it's just now, you're not in a class of your own anymore, so because LeBron, Kevin Durant and LeBron, they're the top two players in the league. So LeBron, your boy need to retire. His body is taking so much beat. But the face of the NBA now, if LeBron did retire, would be KD. But to me, it just still be kind of like the same cycle, So I don't know.
To me, I kind of agree with what you're saying. To me, the dream destination I wish he would have went to, whether it was before. No. Well, of course, I would love that, but I also thought he would have went home and went to the Wizards, because
the Wizards had enough loaded up teams to make that happen.
If it would have been John Wall, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant together before John Wall got hurt, like, they would have been deadly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was hoping he was going. And they had the money to do it. But he chose otherwise. I know it's a different type of pressure when you play at home, and stuff like that. But to me, I think his legacy would have been completely different if he went to the Wizards. He even had to win 2 1-on-1, and got with him and Bill and Wall, it would have been a next level type of shit. I also will say, even with everything that's already happened, if he wins 2 in Brooklyn, then that kind of fixes his 2 in Golden State. I think people will start viewing him differently and appreciating him more. If he, especially after he come after tearing the Achilles, if he can still come back, win 2 championships, and still scoring 25 plus a game.
Well, I won't be a hater because I don't want James Harden getting the rank. So nope, don't care.
Mixed conflict of interest.
Yeah, so sorry that I don't want that to happen.
I think he's gonna get one eventually on that team. So it just go ahead and let it go.
I'm gonna let it go. I just don't want it this year. As long as it ain't this year, I'm good.
I can see that. I can see them not winning this year, but next year definitely.
Right. Yeah. I know the next following year. Yeah, it'd be tougher. But I don't want it happening this year.
So if they don't win it, who gonna win it?
Most likely the Lakers.
Really?
It's gonna be the Utah Blizzards.
I don't know. I think the Bucks might be able to get this shit right with Drew Holiday being there. I think that can be somebody that can sneak up there and get it.
So is that injury? I know we're not talking about LeBron. Is that injury to LeBron for real though? The fracture in his ankle?
It's not fractured. It's just a high ankle sprain. So
because I saw somewhere where it was a fracture.
Nah,
I didn't see that. But I will say high ankle sprains hurt like a bitch, and that shit don't heal right. It takes a while. Like you pretty much dragging it for a while before you get right. So it's something that just lingers, and especially when, like you said, when you at that age, you don't heal like you used to. So that's probably the other part about him missing so much time is that, at 23 years old, what I'm saying, he probably would have missed a week and been back at it.
Right, but I still think it's part of pacing it, plus especially with them doing the season so close back to back like this. We're gonna just pace them.
But another thing, if it's the playoffs, he probably try to play through it.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah, but high ankle sprains is a bitch. I done did both my ankles. So that shit is horrible.
Well, next would be the Westbrook. Oh.
No, I want to say something about Kevin Durant. So like, because I think he can opt out this summer. Him and Kyrie, but I think he might just opt out to re-sign for longer. But do you see him playing someone else outside of Brooklyn? Like he might stay in Brooklyn for the next 3 years, but do you see him possibly just, you know what I'm saying, maybe winning 1 or 2 and it's like, okay, I'll go somewhere else?
I mean, to be honest with you,
yeah, I can see him becoming a higher.
What you going to say, Twin?
I'm going to say I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. I think
stay there. Just stay there. Like, musical cheers.
I see. If they win, he stays. If they lose, he might go.
No, I'm saying even when they I think eventually they will win. But even with them winning, I think 3 years down the line, his mood can change. It's like, you know what? I need to change the scenery. Like, I mean, that's just kind of the idea of most players within the past 10 years. You know, they make these decisions on these mood swings. I'm not going to say mood swings, but just like, you know what? Let me just try to optimize my abilities and make this move instead of trying to stick through it.
Oh, the case scenario is that the owner of the Knicks is going to have to give up the team. You get a new owner with the Knicks. Kevin Durant goes there or whatever, and he starts working on his LeBron branding for the next 10, 15 years.
Well, I know his agent also wants to be a GM eventually. So that's also might be a thing too, if he gets an actual GM job.
Yeah, but you can't put him past Durant. Remember now, he's from DC and he went to school in Texas. You can't deal with somebody that's sporadic. That's just left field like a mug. So you just don't know what the hell he might do. You know, he just really is just a different individual that will just do whatever he wants to do or what he feels at the moment. But he will change his mind in a hot minute once he's tired of something.
I mean, you bring up a good point because a lot of those players from the DC area don't go to those DC area schools. You know, Division I programs. So, yeah, Beasley, his boy, he went to Kansas State.
Mm-hmm. What about your boy went to Cincinnati? What's the one that broke his neck? DeMar Johnson that went to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one. So yeah, I mean that's a good point. But it also speaks to the amount of talent that comes out of it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Steve Francis. Wait, Steve Francis probably the only person that stayed. Only one that stayed close.
But technically he left because remember he went to JUCO in Texas first.
Surely did. Well, he was in trouble all the time. So yeah, and then he just happened to
then he came back.
Came back. Yeah, okay, that's true.
So I mean, technically he had to leave in order to come back and get right.
Oh, slow the fuck down.
But let's move over to Kevin Durant's former teammate, Russell Westbrook. I wouldn't say as heated exchange, but Stephen A. was kind of critical of him and Russell Westbrook's career. And Russell Westbrook's response was, you know, he was a champion just by making it to the league. Out of high school, he wasn't ranked. Going to UCLA, he wasn't even the starter coming in, but he was able to get into the league. He was the fourth pick, became an MVP, multiple-time All-Star. So basically saying, you know, based on his work and the numbers he was able to produce, even without being an NBA champion, he still overcome a lot. So this kind of goes back to the name of the podcast, Trophyz and Medalz. You know what I'm saying? He kind of worked hard to get where he at. You know what I'm saying? Shit wasn't given to him. He, you know, went through a lot of turmoil when he was a kid and in high school. And a championship shouldn't be make or break of what his career should be. So what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I think
Dan Marino.
I was really surprised Stephen A. Smith went that route. I'm very disappointed in him.
Shame on you then, being disappointed, because that's what he does.
That's what he do.
Yeah. And the thing, and I, you know what, y'all, yeah, you're right. That's what he does. But I guess, I mean, at some point, man, you gotta be able to kind of like look at yourself in the mirror, because your ass, I mean, you didn't just make it all of a sudden.
That's true.
I don't know if y'all know his fucking story. I mean, shit. We shouldn't measure our success on fucking trophies.
But that's the era we living in right now.
Bro, I feel that. But still, it's not right though. I don't give a shit. It is the era that we live in right now. And
it's not right. But to tell that to the media who defines.
Hey, y'all know I would. I told Giannis, I called him a bitch. You know I will, bro. Hey, if I ever have that opportunity, fuck, I will do that. But it was just, I don't know, man. Like, be honest with you, like Stephen A. Smith lost. He left a nasty taste in my mouth. Since then, I haven't even watched his fucking show, bitch ass.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, in general, if you look at an entertainer, Stephen A. is an entertainer. I mean, more I say there are probably more people in the same industry as probably more better analysis than Stephen A., who's a pure entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, like, I just look at it like Stephen A. I've seen Stephen A. contradict himself in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I just look at it like for pure enjoyment of Stephen A. and how his rankings are high. He's gonna always be that type of guy. I mean, he was that way with he's that way with a whole bunch of situations where you can say, well, he doesn't necessarily, he loves the team, but he doesn't like this player. He respects the player's game, but this is his final thoughts on Russ. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a thing of either for the real sports fans, either you like him or you don't. That's it.
And like say with the piggyback on the entertainer, he's just like us. He watches the game. He sees the same thing we do. He has the insight to what goes on behind the scenes, but not the actual game itself. Mm-hmm. So to sit up there and comment on Russell's game, so for him to do what Russell has done in his career, shut the fuck up, please.
It's a double standard because they always got an excuse for something to go one way or another. Mm-hmm. So they want a player that's passionate and love the game, which we can agree that Russ is that way.
Definitely.
And then he's like, well, he's not efficient enough. Okay, well, you can't have it all. And then when you have somebody that's efficient and maybe he's a passive type of guy, like I'm trying to think somebody that you can say that's not cutthroat. I don't know, maybe like a Zach LaVine or something like that. Somebody that's skilled or whatever. Right. And it's like, well, he's not passionate enough. He doesn't grind hard enough, this and that and the other. So it's like they go both ways based on your personal preference or who you like as a person, this and that and the other. So I don't know, man. I think just to me, like a Russell Westbrook story, like to be a player that, I think he was like, under 6 foot tall going into his senior year. You know what I'm saying? And then, had a growth spurt and then went to UCLA and made himself into a top 5 pick. Like, just for him making himself to a top 5 pick is an achievement in itself. And then to eventually be an MVP when Kevin Durant left, like that's all you want in a player. And, and just to criticize him, well, you can't win a championship when he's your best player. Well, there's a lot of players like that. Elgin Baylor, rest in peace, was that player.
Yeah.
Yep. So just when that's your criticism of him, that really tells me that you're reaching and you don't have much to go against him.
And then, I think a lot of these takes too is that, it's a slow day.
Clickbait.
It's clickbait. Russell Westbrook and the Wizards, they're nowhere near it. Being in conversation. I don't even know why we were talking about the Wizards.
Right.
What do we? I mean, it's not chat. At this point, you got to talk about championship. Nobody talking about Wizards and championship since the 70s. Stop.
Stop it.
This was just like, where did this come from when it came out? So it's a slow day.
Yeah. And I just try to, like, me personally, I just know I try to do my best when I'm highly critical of players because, like I said, some of these players probably overcame a lot just to make it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I think it's like something crazy, like only like 1% of college basketball players make it to the league or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just to make it, to get drafted, regardless if you make it or not, is just an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, Bradley Beal, when he addressed his AAU team, he was talking
400
about
people. Yeah,
400 people. And you ain't taking my job.
Damn.
So you think about that, all 30 teams, that's only a total of 400 players. Mm-hmm. That's a small positive. Like you said, Durant, I think you're going to make it to the league. So, so like you said, for what he came from in that short amount of time to be, he really did win. That's like a championship. That's a championship in his mind because he shouldn't even been here. He shouldn't even have, dude had a whole
season. Grown up in LA.
Ain't grown up.
When had a whole season with triple doubles.
Yeah, triple double season, all that kind of stuff. You gotta respect it.
And then you got
the point that people sleep on his triple doubles like it ain't nothing.
Because that if I remember that was the era when you really wasn't recruiting from LA like talking about it.
Nope.
Because of the gang banging and shit like that. So
what up, cuz?
Rolling 60s. That's another thing. This nigga dropped 20, 20, and 20 for his boy Nips.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a different mindset to just even to remotely think you can. There's enough thing. I mean, everybody would like to do something like that, but then to actually go out and achieve it.
That's next level.
Right. With ease.
Yeah, cuz.
All right. We're running out of time in this segment, so let's take a quick break and we can come back and jump into music.
For the next subject.
What up, Nick fam? All right, switching over to music. Us growing up in the 90s, this was sad to hear. DMX OD'd, what was it, Friday? It was Friday night.
Yeah.
And he's hospitalized, had a heart attack due to the OD. I heard somebody told me that, because he's been fighting addiction or whatever. He said somebody said like recently somebody laced one of their blunts with cocaine or crack or whatever, and that's what got him hooked back. I don't know how true that is.
Well, at the beginning, that's when that story happened. Yeah, that's how he originally got hooked on drugs. Was a guy that he looked up as a big brother.
Yeah.
When he was a kid, he was like 14 at the time. And they had right, yeah. They said they did a robbery. It was enough they already did a robbery as is together. And then after that, they count money and stuff. And he didn't smoke or drink or nothing. Of course, he's 14. And then he said it came back, with some weed, and he thought it was weed. And then later come to find out it was laced with crack in it. And he said that's when that's when the beast came alive.
Yeah.
And he just never was the same ever since. So he had that. He's just been fighting that addiction since the age of 14. And in hindsight too, you gotta look at it too. DMX has lived probably way longer than anybody ever expected him to live anyway.
True.
With all the stuff he's done and got, has dodged bullets, literally everything he's done. For him to even make it to be 50 was already it was an accomplishment to the highest level anyway. And he just could never shake those demons, even though the demons of like never had a relationship with his moms, pops, things like that. He just always, come on, Dark Man X, come on, like, yo, you can't expect a man to get out of that type of state of mind, even with your name being that.
Yeah, and so now that clears some stuff up, but still, like you said, this kind of goes back to what we were saying about Russell Westbrook. he's a winner just to make it this far. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he was one of the, one of the hottest, first 2 albums to ever come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, he
I
probably
think first 4, huh?
His first 4, but he
Well,
did 2 albums.
yeah.
He dropped 2 albums in the same
dropped 2 albums
year.
in the same year.
Same year
and
that went number 1.
They both went number 1.
Yeah.
So that to me, even though he had his flaws and all, he probably, like you said, he probably shouldn't have made it to make those albums. All
Right.
the work he was doing as a kid.
The dude got the record deal with his mouth wires shut. And as he was rapping, he was breaking the wires. As he had a broken jaw. So it's crazy.
Now, see, the thing with DMX though, what I haven't seen happen with him is that somebody else who's gone down that path of addiction not reach out to him. I haven't seen that. And I'm confused as to why that hasn't happened. Because when
he don't rock with nobody. He don't trust anybody.
I think people rock with him.
Yeah, but he don't rock with them. He keeps his distance.
But just so like, hey, this is how I overcame it, and this is what I trust. I mean, that would be that trust factor too. Is this person went through that same, like, when I think of him, I think of and this is the Brother Martin part. I think of Eric Clapton, the famous guitarist. He was in his youth heroin addict, strung out all the time, and he overcame that just to get addicted to alcohol, and then he overcame that. And by the time he really started popping off in the 90s, he really overcame everything. But just that level of addiction and overcoming that, I'm just surprised nobody's ever reached out to him to show him that path of overcoming that.
True, but like I said, the way DMX moved and rolled, like he said, the person that he felt like was a brother would portrayed him the worst of anybody. And then after that, he kind of didn't trust or rock with nobody. And just the foundation of it with his family, he didn't have it. He just, everything in his frame of mind was basically he trusts nobody. And he just went through his trust. I think there's been people trying to reach out to him, but he just wasn't trying to. And then to come into this type of money that fast out of the blue too, and being a rapper, and us black folks don't like to talk about nothing, and we don't do no counseling and all of that. Nah, like, good luck. I bet you Eric Clapton's family still was a decent childhood, but he just got addicted to stuff probably. Right. But at least it may have had a somewhat decent to make him reminisce enough to know there was some good at one point. I look like DMX ain't never seen no good.
He never had that, right?
But, so that's why I said that darkness go further to where it's hard for him to get out.
But I will say this. Well, real quick, like his trust, the trust factor, like you said, between his mother, his father, and then somebody that he looked up to that got him addicted to drugs. His trust is shot from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't trust those 3 people, you kind of fucked.
Yeah.
From jump. So that probably messed him up, going forward. So what were you about to say to him?
I was gonna ask, do we know if he tried treatment at all?
Oh, no, he's been in and out of treatment. Yeah, he's been in and out. Yeah, even in jail. Even in jail, they tried to make him go, but he just actually went not that long ago, like a couple of years ago, right before like a year or so, right before he did the verses. They said they were just trying to get him in and out. So now he's been in and out of clinics. So so that's just the gist of that. So it's almost like I look like he can't run from his pain.
Yeah. And it's cocaine that he's addicted to.
Crack and coke, all he's then addicted to everything. But definitely he got addicted through crack first. So
I'm gonna say cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still the drug of choice of Hollywood too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So,
but the crazy thing is that his faith still, you know, seems strong, regardless of what all he's been through. So imagine if that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he probably wouldn't made it as far as he had. But I don't know. That's a good point. I would figure that somebody would have been able to show him the way. Like, look, I've been in the same shoes you've been in.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. LL Cool J being one. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J had his issue too. So like, I mean, you can go on a long list with, you know, like we said, hell of a drug music. Like there's so many musicians and rappers that's been down this path. But again, you know, if he can't trust, you know, who birthed them and, you know, somebody he looked up to, then he probably don't feel that comfortable. But I don't know. Hopefully he pulled through. I've been seeing mixed reports saying he's been taken off life support. He's breathing on his own, and he's put back on life support, which you can't trust shit on social media right now. Anyway, they be all the fuck wrong. Everybody just want to report something to get some likes. But
but it's not good. It's not good,
first.
Right? But it's not good. They saying it really is not good. So hopefully a miracle happens, but yeah, it definitely not look good. I went to the point I want them to have the peace now.
Yeah, cause shit. But at the same time, like this is what I was thinking too when I first heard it. Shit, if Lamar Odom can make it through, god damn it, shit.
That's true too. But like this, remember, but like you said, but you know, that's it. That
everybody different.
You know, everybody different and shooting. Remember, that was already established in his bloodstream from from birth. Like the family, his family has always had this addiction. So,
but yeah, it's always one. You know what I'm saying?
And he's 50. I mean, and he's 50. Shit, if you still
that's true.
Doing
this
Lamar
Odom was also an NBA athlete too. That's another thing.
Right. Yeah, so for him being 50 and still want to escape, that's not good. This on a mental state. So very interesting.
I mean, Samuel Jackson, where you at?
Yeah, like
holla at you. Holla at your boy. If anybody could get some sense.
It's a long list of people that could have.
Long list of.
You know, and maybe people have tried. Maybe people.
I think people have, and that's about to say. I think people have tried because everybody love him. That's the thing. You have
nobody has bad words about DMX. No, that's a good point. Nobody looked down. Like, did he have a beef with anybody on record? Like, I don't even think that's been the case. Like,
I mean, he has words, but there's no beef.
Right? Yeah, he'll have words about you. He'll tell you if he rock with you or he don't like you or what. And he'll keep it straight to the point. But like you said, it's always people that's always even the people that he don't like him. You know, it's like, you know, so that's the crazy thing about it. Saying, I don't like their fucking music, but they like, but the other person like, damn, but I love him. You know,
and as far as beef, I put him up there with Mike Tyson. Are you really fucking with DMX?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, do you really want them problems?
Yeah, because it's like that's a line over there. You know, is that line just gonna all of a sudden remember the fuck you doing over here? Just maul you to death?
Right.
It's like on the Tigers.
hopefully, this maybe this is that wake up call for him. You know, if he makes it out of this, you know, maybe this is the wake up call for him because you know sometimes you just gotta hit rock bottom and beyond. You know, so hopefully this is it. You know, so I just keep the brother in prayer.
Mm-hmm. Bullshit because we've been hearing about this shit since we were how old?
Man,
I'm just saying. I mean, everyone's journey is different though. So, like I said, hopefully this is it.
But yeah, remember Ja Rule, because Ja Rule the one that put his crack problems on blast, and that's why they felt
seriously.
Yeah, that did it. Yeah, he did it. He was the one that put his business out there first, that he had. he was a functional freaking crackhead. That was Ja that did put that energy out there.
Shit, I would have bought your first 2 rolls too, just to fuck your shit up.
Yeah. 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And they were cool too, and they were boys.
Yeah, because remember they were blew up at the same time, so it was like
Yes.
they were always on features together. So, I don't know, but shit, Ja Rule was on his shit too.
Exactly.
You know, how the Fire Festival turned out, bro.
Mm-hmm. Cold sandwiches. Fucking Ja Rule.
It's amazing how he got out of that. Your ass should have been right there in jail with him.
Exactly. So
I was about to say from one X to another, but I'm not even gonna put him in the same category as DMX. So Lil Nas X, in my opinion, is on this promotion of attention grab to try to continue his career. So apparently he has Nike shoes that are getting custom made with satanic shit on it. He giving Satan a lap dance, and people pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that loved the Old Town Road, which is that the name of the song? I don't even know the official name. That's what it is. Yeah. You know, all the people that love that shit, they get to this shit. Well, first, before he even got to this, he came out being gay. People was thrown off by that shit. You know what I'm saying? They kind of pushed back on him. Then he started doing this, and people were in outrage. To me, I think the outrage is a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, well, let's bring it back. He doing this shit for his career. One, period. You know what I'm saying? I think this is clearly just anything, what they said, any press is good press. This is definitely an example of that. At the same time, how much are you willing to sell your character? Maybe that is your character, whoever, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it's not surprising to me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what people just expect too much out of these entertainers. And if this is something that you tell me, that the label come to you like, hey, you can do X, Y, and Z, and they can help you make X number of dollars, they're gonna fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think there's just, which I'm gonna give some examples in a minute, but I just think that people forget quickly of what people have done just to sell tickets or sell records, etc.
Right, and that's the thing. I think it's more of a black artist issue. A lot of these white artists can sit up there and do this crazy shit, and
it's fine.
And
like get your hands off
and get away with it. Fuckers.
I think it's a combination of both. I think it's him being gay and that he's black. That's, to me, is the two strikes that's going against him.
Nah, the main fucking strike is the little bastard that's fucking put Nas in his name. Fuck this little fucker. I don't even know why we even speaking on this little bastard, but
I'll get to that in a second. I know that's what we need you for. But at the same time, like, people talking about they want to cancel him, this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. Just don't listen to his shit. That's all you got to do. Like, you ain't got to affiliate yourself with that person. Like, especially for me, I don't think he that big that you can't avoid him.
Exactly.
Like, he's really not that big of an artist. Like, he had one little hit. To me, I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's not like you can't avoid him.
Well,
so it's I don't know. I think there's people just love to be outraged about something. Mm-hmm. Like you said, white artists do demonic shit all the fucking time, and that shit, that pretty much was the whole fucking 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, and nobody blinked an eye at that shit. So,
Ozzy Osbourne is all a nigga need to say.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go.
And he lived to be 105 years old.
Damn right.
Snorting ants.
And he ugly as
Shit, you can't be cute being that old, man. Shit.
back of my ass look better than his ass.
But I will say this though, I'm gonna mention some stuff that I think people turn the eye to. So I know we mentioned in the previous podcast, domestic violence, cash money. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had I mean, that's a different time, you know, but still, nobody really had issues with that. Nas got famous for a line, I forgot who album was on, basically saying that he punched Jesus. You know
Yeah, that's live from the barbecue, man.
Yeah, I forgot, but who album was that on? Or was it
Main Source. Yeah, it was on Main Source album.
You know what I'm saying? DMX had, you know what I'm saying, that duality stuff. So it's like, what is the real problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the real key? Because other people have done stuff like this.
We're in a more politically correct time right now.
Then that's
about
you think it's the audience? It's not the artist, it's the audience.
Yeah, the audience is more sensitive to that now.
Hey, he fucked with one of my favorite fucking shoes. Fuck this little bastard.
That's where you draw the line at.
Yeah, nigga. Like, I'm like, you can go and do all your twinkle toe shit. You can do all your extra curricular activities or anything like that, but don't start fucking with my shoes. That is older than you. Like, you little bastard, kick rocks. Like, you going too fucking far.
Hey, what are you getting those shoes at Finish Line?
Hey man,
Peel the band-aid off. Peel the band-aid off.
Come on, man. Fuck, man. Like,
man.
I got chicken, bitch.
Yo, and I almost bought some fucking shoes, nigga. I'm glad I ain't buy them bastards now, cause he done fucked them all up. Motherfucker around here would think I'm around here walking around with Satan shoes and shit. This little fucker ain't shit.
I don't mean to change the subject, but she is fine.
What you talking about?
Who?
Sorry. Grub up, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, you on delivery.
Hey,
See?
hey, but in the music industry, let's just be realistic. In the music industry or whatever, you need these type of niggas. It exists from the 70s all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, I don't see any, I mean, don't get me wrong, whatever Nas X is, whatever a dude posts a picture of him having titties, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, he just on that level. You know, Marilyn Manson, same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah, other people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had other people that, you know, you see now, whatever, you have more gay rappers than anything or whatever that came out in the last 5 years than most. Let's see. Rumors about, the LBG community in the music industry over the last 30 years.
Illuminati.
The Illuminati. The music industry banks on craziness and randomness. That's entertainment. Again,
It's called a gimmick. Like, everybody got to have a gimmick.
Yeah, so it's like, you know,
Nobody can just be an artist.
Yeah, don't be surprised, you know, you'll hear like in a couple of years or something like Lil Nas X talking about, oh, I have depression and all these other things or whatever, because to be honest with you, the most radical artist is probably the most stressed out artist because they have to uphold the image the whole time.
Because it's not in them naturally.
Yeah.
And then for him, I mean, it just came out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
for him to come out of nowhere and to have that success and be #1 song of all time, longest #1 song of all time, and
But
now you're back to reality.
It's that drug of Hollywood.
Boy,
So
yeah.
he makes that hit, like you said, makes his big #1 hit. And then after that, what others, do you know any other Lil Nas X songs? Don't worry, I'll wait.
I know I don't know the name of it. I remember the song and everything.
But
the video.
But the thing is, he's looking for a way to grasp that first high. You know what I'm saying? So like after you done put out a couple of songs and them shits don't hit, then you got to figure out, okay, well, you know, and maybe it's not him personally, but maybe it's the labels trying to figure out what can we do to get you back close to that level.
Well, let's just take another step further. Let's just exclude the men. Let's go on the women's side and think about all the shit that happened on the women's side that they do to get exposure.
Janet Jackson nipple.
Hey. Nothing wrong with Janet Jackson or her nipple.
That was an accident, sir. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
But look at Nicki Minaj and
Lil Kim poster.
No, Lil Kim, leave her alone too. You know what I'm saying? No, we going to exclude. But like,
you can't take away legendary. You can't take away legendary stuff.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj, definitely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, you know, she was gothic a little bit. Then all of a sudden she went back to lesbianism, and then all of a sudden now she married with the baby on the way. It's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? How the shift in personas kind of always happen all the time in the music industry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, male artists go through the same thing too. Like, you know what I'm saying? My boy used to always say, you know, people come out initially, they be gangsters / thugs, then they have kids, and then they soften up. And then they kind of try to go back in between where they originally came out in. So,
bitch ass Ja Rule.
know, so, you know, it's, I don't know. Like I said, I think some people are taking it too serious. At the same time, your best weapon against anybody or any artist that doing things that you don't approve of, don't fuck with them. Plain and simple. Like that's, you know, their views, their likes, their streams, their record sales. You know, that's what drives them. And if you take that away, then they don't have a voice.
But you got to be honest with you, the people kind of enable it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's part of it is the artist, and it's part of their fan base enablement.
Yep. And call pandemic too, when you ain't got shit else to do but just look at stupid shit all day.
That's a good point. Right. People got more time in their hands than ever.
And especially with, you know, him too, he probably can't get out there and perform and do the shit that he.
That's a good point.
A normal artist too would be doing right now, putting out new music and working with somebody.
Yeah, because the pandemic kind of killed his vibe. Yeah, and the pandemic kind of killed his wave.
No, then again, any news is good news. That's what the entertainment business say.
Yep.
You know, but what I find hilarious about it is when I saw the video, first thing I thought about was South Park, the movie, when they made Satan gay with Saddam Hussein. Like that's what immediately came to mind. It's like shit, if Satan's supposed to be, you know, everything anti, then that's what it is. Like that shit was fucking hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? But people really butthurt. I think that's the people that's probably, you know, try to keep up with the trends and shit like that. Like, I don't know. That shit. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. I think people just take that shit too much to heart with these artists.
And as we talked about with Kirk Franklin, you know, they put these artists on a pedestal. You know, he's supposed to, you know, be representing something for the youth, and it represents some kind of example.
They human too.
Yeah.
Everybody got their flaws. You know what I'm saying? So don't think they're gonna be better. What Charles Barkley said, I'm not a role model. Like, you know, same thing with athletes. It's like you can't expect me to be flawless when I'm human just like you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's whatever. Like I said, I just find it hilarious because people just love to be mad on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and shit, knowing damn well they're gonna still dance to that shit when they come on. Cause he definitely not making another hit. Cause
hell no.
If he was making another hit, he would have made one by now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's on what, 2 years old?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took away his momentum right when the pandemic hit.
I mean, regardless of the momentum thing, he ain't got no other hits. Like, at least with other artists, like they'll have like a couple of good singles and shit like that on their albums. But
The other thing, he's never dropped an album.
you never what?
He never dropped an album.
So he only had the see. That's exactly why.
I think he's.
No,
think
he
did
dropped
have an
another.
album.
He dropped like another single. I don't think he has a. I guess I didn't think he even had an album.
Or at least I just thought he would have by now.
But let's be realistic. He's not realistically a rapper at all.
No, not a rapper, singer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's
a gimmick.
Two
Look
of
at
them.
that. EP. He got an EP. He got an 8-song EP.
How many hits did Montel Jordan have? How many hits did Montel Jordan have?
at least
Wow, why
five.
we not? Well, first, hey,
I'll
At
say
least five.
Hold the fuck
Hold
up.
on.
We're not gonna do that to Montel Jordan real
I'm
quick.
about to tell
We're
you
not
right
gonna
now.
put. Bro, I'm not gonna disrespect
No,
that in this conversation, man. No, man.
No. I'm not comparing Montel Jordan to Nas.
I understand we just didn't put him all disrespect and put him in this conversation. That's all I'm just saying. Keep the man. We're just trying to say that man name out of this conversation. Just right
Gotta
now.
get your groove on.
Yeah.
This I was about to say. This is how we do it.
Right.
Get it on tonight.
That's how he
Something
did
for the
it.
honeys.
That's how he did it. He got one hit. That's it. Done. That's
No,
all.
he ain't got no
No,
one.
he
hit.
don't.
Oh,
He got
no, he
multiple. I'm
doesn't.
going through the
He got
list.
yeah,
Hey,
he named 3.
Hey,
About it.
hey,
What's that song he did with Master P?
about it.
Yo, body.
Yeah,
About it.
about it. You know, it's called
Yeah.
about it.
It's about it.
Let's
Oh.
let's ride. Let's ride.
Yeah, let's ride.
And he
And,
wrote. Remember, he wrote Deborah Cox. You shouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
then
that.
So
what's on tonight? He got what's on tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's on tonight?
next song tonight.
This is how we do it. Get it on tonight.
Nah,
Look
so
for the
don't do that
honeys.
to. Nah, we not disrespecting Montel Jordan right now with that. You know, he should have played basketball, but no, man, we not gonna disrespect that man like that to this little bastard here, man. Can't do that. We gotta throw the right people names in this hat of who deserves to be in this conversation.
Picking. She's a chicken.
Now, see, you should have threw a vine. You should have threw a vine in there.
Yes,
That's what you should have thrown. That's what you should have thrown in the mix.
What about 112?
Whoa,
Nah,
what is your
go
Come on,
to hell?
relax.
You go to
Hey man, you on timeout.
hell.
I'm messing with you.
I'm about to say, bad mute him. Put him on timeout, my nigga. Like he is wild.
Hey,
Yeah,
I will say this though.
I'm
I will
fucking
say
with
this.
I'm fucking with you.
And what I talked about in the pregame, I'm
Fucking
not a
Anthony.
112 fan.
You know how many chicks' foreheads I've been
Oh,
slapped?
bro, look. Trust me,
I'm not a 112
I love
fan,
112.
but I understand. I understand. I'm not a fan, but I understand.
Oh God.
All right, man. All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I crack.
You play.
He
You
said how-
play.
I know I'm messing
He
with you.
said how
I'm
many
messing-
foreheads.
I'm fucking messing
You,
with
you
you.
got me back to the finish line. To the finish line, bro. Okay. All right. I got
Yeah.
I hit a nerve, boy.
Hey man,
Hey,
I
he
just need you to
slammed that cup
apologize
down
to Montel.
aggressively as fuck.
Hey man,
You
I need
weak.
you to
I'll grab you in a
apologize.
minute, bitch.
Oh man, good lord.
I need you to apologize to Montel Jordan though, twin. You were wrong for that shit though, man. Don't play that.
Nah,
like
man,
that.
fuck that. He a new. He a capper. I don't apologize to cappers.
Oh,
Fuck him.
say no. Oh, that's
Oh,
a
there that
personal
go.
thing. All right, then. There we go.
All right.
Man, he a
Now
fucking
it
new.
makes-
I don't pay no goddamn attention to him.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Yes.
Some sweet
There you
shoulders.
go. Wait. No.
Don't be doing
Yeah.
no boosty.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Drop the canes.
Breaking
Wind it
canes.
down.
Yeah.
I'm on. Y'all stupid, man.
Be a little boosty out here.
Oh man, aka Flavor Flav. Oh man, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
Play 112 when I get off this podcast, man. See what happens.
You never know.
Just throw it out. Never know.
But let's take a quick break and we can come back and jump into the NFL. All right, switching over to NFL, I don't want to stick on this too long. So, we talked about Deshaun Watson previously. Apparently, I think it was last week, he had 18 massage therapists say that he's basically saying he's been a good boy. Like that's supposed to swing anything. This shit gonna last forever. I don't know how.
Make it last forever.
And ever. This, I don't know, man. I don't even know where to swing with this, but
it's a smear it's a smear campaign.
Yeah,
That's all this is.
But I like, to me, it's like for both sides of the party. Like, as far, and when I say both sides, I'm talking Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Do whatever you got to do to make this shit get over with as quick as possible. Because, like I said from the beginning,
the Texans is doing this on purpose to drag it out. Because if this was really real,
it makes you look bad still. Like,
it don't matter. It don't matter.
They are touchable. What state they in?
Texas.
Okay, then would you expect any less?
That shit dumb as fuck to me.
Like I said, once again, what state this is in?
Because regardless, so basically, you gonna smear a guy name.
Mm-hmm.
So either you can cut him for nothing, and you don't have to worry about paying him whatever.
That's
but at the same time, and this is the arrogance of the NFL. In the future, who's gonna want to come sign with you when they know that you've done?
They don't care about signing. Don't care about your sign. They can draft because they can just draft.
Somebody who want to play football.
Yep. There's someone still definitely gonna want to play football, and you just draft who you want to draft. They're not gonna depend on no doggone free agents to come anywhere. They just get who they get through the draft and call. Look what the Cincinnati Bengals been doing forever. That's what they always did. Long as they stay in the black
trash ass practice facility.
Yeah.
Look, when I learned that the NFL got somebody out of jail to play in place of players striking, and we still watch.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, the arrogance in the NFL, because so like I know we talked about before on previous podcasts about guaranteed contracts, and it's not going to happen until the right people speak against it and or go on strike. The NFL is always of the opinion is like, well, they can strike all they want. We're gonna find somebody to come fill in the place. Like you said, I don't know that particular story, but if you get somebody out of jail or off the street to come play a game, you don't give a fuck about the product. You just want to just get something out there.
Yeah, that was for the '87 season when they struck went on strike the first. They went on strike in the middle of the season, and so there was 3 games where they brought in scab players, and the Washington Redskins got a dude used to be quarterback for Tennessee. He was in jail. I
remember that now. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, he was in jail.
Black cat too, right?
Yeah, black cat.
Yep, that's right.
And they got him off for, it was a work release. He's got on
work release.
On work release to play in the NFL. And they went undefeated during the strike with on board the quarterback. And he was in jail. He was in jail last week. Learned the playbook. Come on, let's go with it.
I'm ready, coach.
Man. I mean, that's just how the NFL rolls, and the McNair family. That's how the McNair family is. They just so old school. They don't care.
Right.
And I know Bamani Jones was talking about the son that's running the team. He's not that bright.
No.
And the smart son is running the actual business, the other business that actually brings the money so they can afford the Texans. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, to me, like, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's like you so obsessed with being right or being in charge that instead of trading this dude, you want to, if that's the case, that you want to smear him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless if he's guilty or not. You know what I'm saying? We know teams can put shit under the rug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they still at the same time trying to make an example too for other players also going forward, because they don't want to have that, like you said, They're trying to avoid that guaranteed contract lifestyle, and they're trying to control them where they don't be able to have the power to be able to call trades when they want to get a trade, like how the NFL. All they saying is these kids are getting smart, like the NBA, and they don't want them to get nowhere on that level. So they say, oh, okay, we're gonna just make Deshaun Watson, which is we clearly know the top player. We're gonna just make an example out of him ASAP to nip this in the bud, even though they're completely in the wrong.
And the thing about the Texans have shown you that they're just about making money. They ain't trying to win.
Yeah, never been about winning. Always had the talent, but never wanted to invest in making it better. They just kept that particular talent to make their money, at least put a decent product enough to to sell the tickets, to even just feel like they was in the hunt to make the playoffs or whatever. That's all they care about, just making it to the playoffs. Don't even get in there, just in the contention of making it.
Like, if I remember when, what's his name? The head coach for the Broncos the last time they won the Super Bowl. I can't think of his name.
Kubiak?
Yeah, Kubiak.
QB.
He was the head coach here for years. And was the coach that got him to the playoffs. First got him there. And, he goes off with the Broncos, win a championship. There was no outrage here in Houston. There was no, hey, look, we had a winning coach. Why didn't we keep him? No, because there's no urgency here in this town to win, to produce a winner.
Houston really don't care about sports.
No, they don't.
Only if you win and they care about you. That's the only time they show interest. That is like, you know what? They probably are in the top 3 front runners for damn cities of sports. Like, they don't care nothing about their sports until they are winning.
Look, when the Astros won the World Series, they was the number 1 team in the league the whole year. You didn't see one Astro sign around here. Not one. Oh, we going all the way? Like, you wouldn't have known it until the playoffs started.
Right.
Been to the World Series, honestly. You see the Ranger fans here, they bad as loyal no matter what, boy. They ride and die no matter what.
Yeah.
I will say that, Dallas fans are more loyal definitely than Houston fans. They just don't appreciate a damn thing. That's why I'm surprised most teams didn't go to San Antonio, because I think they'll get more loyalty and love in San Antonio than they would in Houston.
Right.
Based on Cowboy fans, you wouldn't think that the Jacksonville Jaguars have more playoff wins in the past 20 years.
Damn, nigga. Pow.
Like, you would really think that these cats been putting up numbers.
Right.
But, shout out to Jerry Jones for that, though. But, yeah, man, I don't know, man. And just, to me, it's just way too messy, dog. Like I said, regardless of the allegations are true or not, you know what I'm saying? We seen what happened in Pittsburgh. Yeah. That shit can get swept under the rug if you really want to. You know what I'm saying?
They don't.
Here's what hurts Deshaun Watson. And like you said, there was 18 women who came out and said he was a good boy. And there's another 18 to come out against. Why are you going through so many massage therapists? Period.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Because Shannon Sharp even talked about, I've been seeing this, my massage therapist, I've been seeing her the last 20 years. Why do you have damn near over 30 massage therapists?
Exactly.
I think I said this last time when we talked about this. The fact that you going searching is the problem, regardless of what you did. The fact that you're going through and searching and going on Instagram and trying to find these people individually is a problem in itself.
Hey, man,
like you said, don't come in here with your foolery.
Time out. Let's just say it like this. How many times you try on a pair of shoes before you find one you like?
No, nigga.
Exactly.
Nigga, 36 pair, my nigga. 36 pair. Don't take me 36 pair now.
Nigga, if I'm working at the store, hey, get the fuck out of my store, man. We ain't got too long. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Hey, man, you know how hard it is to find a good massage therapist? You know what I'm saying? Like, on a consistent basis?
No, this is my problem. You a professional football player. You got one on site. Maybe it's a dude.
Nah, bro, ain't no man touching me like that.
I know that, but that's a problem. That's a flag to me. That's a flag to me. Because you're a professional athlete, right? So your goals should be to get right physically. It shouldn't be to
get off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like, he ain't giving you a hand job. He fucking massaging your fucking Achilles. Like,
I'm just saying you can't knock a man's preference. You know what I'm saying?
36 though, nigga. That's a lot of preferences though, nigga. 36.
Exactly. And the other part about it, most of the time they're not using their hands, they're using the little
machines in it.
The
got
thermogun or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ty King, how many pairs you have?
Hey, but I had to try, I don't know, 36 to get to the one I like though. Shit, I see what I like and I'm good. I ain't gonna keep doing all that. Shit, when I go to a chiropractor, it's a guy that's freaking cracking my goddamn whole body up. So, and it's just like this. And you know, you ain't gotta go through that many different people. It's just dude.
That's the problem. That's the real problem. He made
himself look bad.
You put, regardless of what happened, you making it's way too questionable the way you approaching it. Like you said, I didn't even think about that. 36, you going through 36 massage therapists. How long you been in the league? What, 4 or 5 years?
4 years.
Yes, 4 years, nigga. That's a lot. 4 years, nigga. Damn, nigga, 8 a year. You going through 8 a year? You averaging shit. You know, you averaging damn near 9 a year. My bad, 9 a year. So you every other
maybe more. Maybe more. 9, maybe more.
We just
that's what I'm saying. This is one reported. So yes.
Are we talking about these? Just let's be clear. Are we talking about these same girls in the same area? Are we talking about for various locations?
It gotta be various locations.
I think it's just the Houston area.
If it's the same
if
area,
this only in Houston area, then I can't feel sorry for this nigga for 1 second. If this nigga did this shit all in one city, oh nigga, I'm sorry. You hold that L, and I wish you luck going forward in life. But
because the one article I read, the lady didn't want to come out because everything was on the up and up, but she wanted to. Well, no, something happened, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to sign with Busby, the lawyer that's representing everybody, because they made it seem like, hey, you got to sign a contract right now if you want to come forward. And it's like, nah, I'm gonna get my own representation. And the only reason she came forward because is that if he gets traded away, then that's going to be massage therapists in a whole other area that's going to get harassed by him. So like, fuck that. We got to take him down.
You know what? I mean, my whole big thing will be, here's my theory on that or whatever. Like, say for example, whatever, I'm pretty much more sure these people are probably like, hey, look, you worth millions of dollars or whatever. Why are you coming through giving us like 100? I guess it's probably over money. If it was for me, it's like, hey, look, average massage, it has to be, because look, bro, nothing scorning a woman that finds an opportunity. Like, think about it. Nobody had a problem until recently. And then
because Houston, because this is the Texans that came up with this to pull up these people. Those girls all probably just let it be and was gonna be like whatever. But since now, they wanted to find some dirt on him just so they can get rid of him.
Right. So like let's be realistic, right? Why in a pandemic where nobody can necessarily gain, people losing money, right? So he losing money. He in a pandemic. His money pretty much kind of damn near guaranteed. He probably snuffed them and underpaid them a couple of times, saying, "Hey, look, guy, I catch you back on the back end, with some change or whatever." He never came back. Kept rotating women because everybody was like, "Well, hey, look, you promised me some more money or whatever," but he gave what he gave because he probably is tight with his money. Think about it, like just like strippers or whatever. You'd be like, "Hey, you gonna give me $200 a day, right?" Like you're like, nah.
I don't care about all that. I don't care about the money part. His approach is all wrong. Why are you going on your personal account, DMing chicks on IG, scheduling massages?
It's all about presentation. This is all perception and the way he handled all of this is what's got him in the trouble that he's in.
Everybody in
we don't care about
got
the
a
money.
whole coordinator. You tell him to do that shit and get that in line. You know, like the whole, like I said, the approach is wrong. Regardless of what happened, even if he's innocent, he's still guilty to me.
Like I said, the most underrated character in TV history is TT from the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got a role, man.
Yeah.
And play it to the fullest.
Yep, TT was like TT did TT did all the dirt, but then TT was the voice of reasoning too from time to time. He had to reel them in like, wait, we can't keep doing this way now, man. Come on now.
And I think that's what we said on the last time we talked about this. That's what he was missing. Like after, like you said, 36 massage therapists. You know damn well Ebbtide King gonna be like, you know what, Batman, like 5. Like,
nigga, by the time we got to 5, he do it exactly. Once we got to 5, I'm like, yo, what's
no. It would be like Ebbtide King, like, hey, Floyd, stop calling these damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, because he's the one that's going to be calling.
Hey, Bird's ball number 1. You're probably right.
Yeah.
His neck don't hurt that bad. Stop calling.
Yeah, nigga, let this nigga go to the facility, goddammit. Fuck these heifers in these streets. Oh, I look at that ass, dude. I'm like, yo, we all can't keep doing this, man. Just cut this out.
To be honest with you, whatever, it'd be more like, how much you paying for this shit? Man, I can get you Keisha, bro. Keisha from Uptown. He'd be like, hey, Keisha, sign his paper. Sign his Karl Malone.
And that's another thing too. Why he did not do no Indeed, like, you know, that should have been another thing. He should have been having a lot of Indeed signed off the rip when he was doing these also.
Yeah, man. Oh man, this whole thing make my head hurt.
You know what? I blame Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter need to have his own little, undisclosed class on this. He's the
lion, man.
He's the greatest of all time to ever do this.
Not one woman has ever came out and complained about this man. Not one. Not one woman that said DJ Derek Jeter's a piece of shit. Not one.
Take this Birkin bag and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Man.
Raise the bar.
The whole shit is nasty. Let's go to another future black NFL quarterback. Fields from Ohio State. Some people have been highly critical of him. I would say undeservingly, based on
what's the criticism?
They saying, the same dumb stuff that some
typical
stuff
black quarterback stuff.
He don't know how to go through his progressions. He's only going through his first read. His work ethic, like, come on, man, like, all the code shit. You know what I'm saying? What do you bring, like a 4.41 at the combine? Not at the combine, but at his pro day.
For pro day, throwing the ball running the wrong way, 65 yards with ease and grace.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Kyle Bowler does some shit like that and get picked in the top 10. But I don't know, man. Like, we've gotten better as far as black quarterbacks, but I still think that black quarterbacks get criticized way
they still get dissected a lot. They get dissected.
Even though, like, all the top, I was not say all, but more than half of the top 5 or top 10 quarterbacks in the league are black people of color. So you would think it would be better, but the fact that it's Justin Fields and you got cats like what's your boy from BYU? Like, he don't play top-notch competition, and he's, shot over the top of him. So I don't know.
It's almost like his fate's all. And this is what I hate about some of these commentators. It's almost like their fate is already decided. Well, first off, your boy, I mean, he's playing college ball. He's playing college ball for a reason. He's talented, right? I mean, we all go through changes and it's a journey. Shit. So what? Today Today he may not be doing this well. Well, tomorrow he may be doing it better. Or a few months later he may be doing it better. I hate that comment. It's like y'all decide these kids' fate before they even get into the fucking league. Like, God dang, give them a chance.
And they holding Haskins against them too. I think that's another thing too.
That's understandable.
Since you bumping your guns, motherfucker, can you do better?
But why they holding Haskins against him? I mean, at least he brought up the team to the college playoff twice. Haskins ain't even do that.
Well, I think it goes back to what we've said before, as far as your conference you play in. You know what I'm saying? Is what type of talent that you play against, and can that match up to what you will see in the NFL? But at the same time, it's the opposite way, because the cat from BYU, he ain't playing nobody.
Nope.
So he gets all the love. He's getting projected as the number 2 pick. In some cases, the number 1 pick. But holding that against Fields, it shit don't add up to me.
I think at the end of the day, it's got to be what kind of dog are you? Because I think Justin Fields proved that, especially that against Clemson. Come back the next year and then just whoop their ass.
Yeah.
But the other part about it, like, we just learned this lesson a couple of years ago between Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like, you keep passing on these cats to not be the top 2 quarterbacks because you got these, premeditated reasons.
Yeah.
You're going to screw up your franchise. Like, how many teams could have really, like the Bears? Like, the Bears could have been a whole different situation if they would have took Deshaun Watson or fucking
it said the Bears are set back at least 7 years. They said with that pick.
They've done.
Yeah.
They probably gonna go through 3 GMs before they get it right.
And I was gonna add, I mean, look at Marcus Colston. I mean, he didn't go to a Division I school.
And came out.
He didn't really compete against nobody. And matter of fact, Sean Payton, he was really blunt about Colston. He didn't like his ass at first. He thought that, he was tall or what have you, but fundamentally, he thought he was lazy. Shit, now what? He was the man. Shit.
Yeah. All-time leading.
All-time leading in yards and scoring and what have you. So, that's just my grits. Shit.
Yeah, that's my thing. You can't, regardless of the person's situation, whether they go to a big school, small school, whether they play 2 years, 4 years, you can't really guess it.
Look at Terry Porter. Terry Porter went to Platteville, University of Platteville, Division III school. That's in my neck of the woods. Shit,
Yeah, but I just don't like the double standard part of it. You know what I'm saying? You criticize somebody for, that's what I was gonna say. You criticize Fields for always going through his first read, but then you're gonna say Mac Jones is gonna be the 3rd pick. You know what I'm saying? And he does the same thing with better players at Alabama than what Ohio State have. So
keep this in mind. Sam Darnold went ahead of Lamar Jackson too.
Yeah.
And his future's in jeopardy now.
Well, hey, told you that mono real never.
Stop eating ass, Sam. Though not during the season, man. Not during the season.
All season only, please, sir. Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh my God, boy, you stupid for that blog post. Don't forget to check trophyzandmedals.com. Tony Love with our blog posts and recaps. Yeah, eat ass in the off season, sir.
There's only 32 of these jobs, sir.
Exactly.
Take it and enjoy it.
The season is lit. You give it up.
the third. Speaking of the 3rd pick, the 49ers moved up to the 3rd pick in the draft. So some think they might take the tight end from Florida. Some think they take Mac Jones from Alabama at quarterback. Either way, I think they'll pick a talented player. But personally, I think they need to go quarterback because you can't. Garoppolo is not going to be good long term because he's 30 years old now. And
And in Belichick's system, he's perfect.
I don't even think he's perfect in Belichick's system.
No. I don't get the hype about Mac Jones personally. You had Devontae Adams the whole year. So where was and you were starting behind Tua. You were supposed to be that next guy. Y'all would have came in the same recruiting class.
And after this draft, they're gonna have three receivers that's going to be in the league this year. That's going to get drafted. So probably 2 within the first 2 rounds. I think he's good. I think if he gives him the right system, I think he can produce. But he's not nothing about him jumps off the paper.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? If he goes in the right system that fits his style, then they can make the best of it. But you can't tell me that you really think that he's the number 3 talent in the draft with all this talent.
I see second round. That's all I saw from him.
Yeah, I mean that fits. But like I said, but if you're a team that fall in love with him, and you feel that you got, to me, he has to go to a team that has a bunch of weapons already.
Exactly.
He's not going to be the guy that's going to make somebody better. I think he goes to a team like the Atlanta Falcons that has Julio.
Keep your name out your mouth.
No, I'm just being legit. He got Julio and Calvin Ridley. You got 2 primetime receivers. That's somewhere you can go that you can just don't fuck it up. How about you go in there and just don't fuck it up? You know what I'm saying? Throw the Julio in the red zone and you good. You know what I'm saying? So
there's a reason you ain't start to your senior season.
That's the other part about it too.
Yeah.
But we can say the same thing about Joe Burrow.
He had to transfer.
He transferred.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, the way I look at it when people transfer is like you running away from. Did you run away to a situation, or were you running to a situation? You can look at it both ways to me.
Yeah, and Justin Fields, he left Georgia.
He left Georgia, but that's the other part. Georgia picked Fromm. They picked Fromm over Justin Fields. Justin Fields go to Ohio State. Burrow runs from Fields. It's just a whole.
But everybody got that particular type of quarterback in their mind of what they want. They're still gonna take you as a high pick, just as a safety valve. But still, there's no guarantee you're gonna get playing time there. But they still want to have you there if something does happen.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case moment. Because like you said with Georgia, they still stuck on Stafford. They just need that Stafford type of quarterback forever. That's all they're looking for. And Ohio State, they just stuck on it. They've been on the black quarterback vibe now, so that's all they want to stick with. They ain't trying to go against the grain of what they've been used to winning with. But they will still take you if you are a high considered prospect because they just want you. They look good on their resume. That we got this many 5-star, 4 or 5-star recruits just to make themselves look good to keep other kids appealed to want to come. So, but that's still all on a kid though to realize, hey, dude, really, if you really think you got a chance, you got to put your little ego to the side yourself. Also, picking the right school that will work for you, and you want to be a starter from day one rather than trying to fight for positions. There's too many damn schools. You're gonna get recognized now these days, so you can go anywhere.
Yeah. Yep.
So that makes no sense to do that to yourself these days of just going with that many other people already in that one position.
Yeah, because I know back in the day, these quarterbacks were coming in and talking about they were the ninth on depth chart in college. At QB, like, damn, why you went there?
Dedication like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so.
Oh man, I don't know. What else was the draft? Somebody else. What the hell the Eagles are doing?
Eagling?
Like,
and doing what the Eagles do.
You supposedly tanked in that last game to get a higher draft pick. Then you end up trading the pick.
Hey, the birds came to fly like a twin shirt.
I don't know. The Eagles, I mean, Hurts, I'm pretty much sure. Like, if they draft a quarterback, then I'm completely confused. But I would figure they think that Hurts is the guy going forward. But
well, the owners, they said the owner sold on her, so that's the thing. They got to grow with what the owner want. That's it. That's how that's going right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they're gonna get him, put weapons around him now, because it's a D wide receiver class.
Mhm.
So it's like we gotta see what they're gonna do. They might want to go down and get more picks just to go get a receiver on a more cheaper end than more on that high end.
Yeah, because you got to keep in mind the Eagles put in a coach that's play ball with them. And Peterson was just tired of people telling him what to do. Like, fuck wrong with you?
Think you the boss or something?
Exactly.
Tired of y'all telling him what to do. I won a Super Bowl yet. Yeah, okay.
The Patriots might be somebody looking at. I can see them trying to move up a maneuver if they can to sneak one of those quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if it has to be in the second round, basically you want somebody that can come in by mid-season to take over for Cam.
I think you want to bring in somebody that could put a lot of fire under Cam, because they ain't have nothing to cover when Cam got there. So
right,
is it true?
Someone that's gonna make him nervous. That's mobile enough. That's accurate enough. Good, better decision making, and open up that Josh Daniels playbook.
Yeah, but who knows what trades and shit is going to happen these next coming weeks. So,
do you think Trevor Lawrence is going to be any good?
I don't think
I think it's about the system he in.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I don't think it's a no-brainer type deal where they think he's just going to come in and be great off the bat. I don't think that. I think he has to go in the right system. And can he deal with losing? Because he's definitely going to lose the first year. And he hasn't been a loser since, I don't even know if he lost in junior high.
No.
He's never been a loser. So how is he going to deal with that mentally?
I think it's since his sophomore year, that was the thing. That was the last time he lost.
Yeah, so
really,
I don't know how he's going to deal with that. And if he goes to a team that doesn't have a line, how can he, taking them hits? You know what I'm saying? Like playing in Clemson, you stand behind a pretty good line compared to your competition. I know he's mobile and such, but how you gonna, you might be as fast as defensive lineman now. So that's going to be a situation. So who knows? I just don't think it's a given. I don't think it's that guaranteed, like people saying. He might not get number one.
So to be clear, Trevor Lawrence is not going to make you nervous in your division when he gets to the Jaguars.
No, not on that team. Not on that team. They got decent receivers, but no, not on that team. Not nervous at all. I'm more nervous about the Colts with Carson Wentz than I am with Jags with Trevor Lawrence.
So, interesting.
Experience.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it is.
Experience and
definitely.
team balance. The Colts got running backs and receivers. And
fairly decent
lineman and a defense.
Yeah.
Right. Front seven is ridiculous.
Jaguars, on the other hand, outside of them two big receivers, ain't nothing else on the Jaguars I'm worried about. Their best running back had COVID and been out the league. Well, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about it. Okay. We light his ass up on Madden. All right, let's take a quick break and we can come back and wrap up and get into our Tom Loves, what have we learned. All right, getting to our wrap up here. But first thing first, Cameron was on Drink Champs. When it was Thursday.
Yes.
Tony Love, look us in the eyes. Did you watch the interview yet?
No, I did not watch the interview.
Okay.
I honor the code.
As previously stated, you are not allowed to watch that interview until you watch Paid in Full.
Yeah, you had a lot of nerves to even just post that on there in our chat, to even acknowledge that camera was going to be on there. I said, how can you even bring this up when you still ain't seen the damn movie?
Yeah, I get that. I love you guys and I honor the code. Fuck y'all.
It was actually a good interview.
Oh, it's outstanding. Oh, it's outstanding.
I haven't peeped it out yet. I'm probably get to it tomorrow.
Cameron at his finest. 3 hours.
I saw it was 3 hours. I saw some clips and stuff from it.
What?
With no liquor in his system. With no liquor in his system.
I didn't know where you were.
Yeah. So
that's great.
So Tony Love, you want to plan to watch Paid in Full sometime this week, so you can check out this glorious interview?
Hey man, don't be subject to their public school education, man. You got it.
Hey man, don't be down on us like that,
hey,
bro.
I hope I can get to it, man. I gotta catch up on the blacklist, and hopefully I can get to Paid in Full.
Once again, the long delay. I don't try to hear this shit.
Okay,
like
so
bullshit
this is kind of just for clarity purposes. I watched Paid in Full. Okay, I get it. But would you say during that time frame, that was the best movie out?
No, but to be honest, I didn't even watch it in theaters. It took me like a year and a half to actually watch it.
So, Ty King?
No, I didn't see it immediately in the theaters neither, but once I saw it, it was like an instant classic to me personally. Once I saw it.
Was it the best movie during that era?
I wouldn't say it's the best movie. It's one
not
of
the best, but it's one of the best, but not the best.
It's a cult classic.
Just one of those calls. It had two memorable lines. It was just outstanding. I mean, man, acting was on point. I didn't give it a full chance of the theater because I ain't a fan of Dame Dash, and I was trying to avoid giving Dame any fucking love. But then then I saw it, I'm like, damn, she was outstanding.
It's one of those movies that if you catch it in a certain scene, you're gonna sit there and watch that shit.
A remote drop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and catch this scene right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Because for me, it took me like 3 times.
I got enough. We said make biscuits for the whole projects.
Because it took me 3 times to watch it all the way through to kind of be like, all right, it's cool.
Well, I watch all. I mean, first of all, I'm an Ed Woods fan off the real because there's an Avon Boxtail. I gotta show him love just off the strength of that. And then you got Mekhi Phife, like, yo, and I mean, and just the fact too of Wayne having not Wayne, but Cameron saying one of my first ever movies, I murked out Mekhi Phife. Like, that shit was just like, yo, that's classic.
And the way the movie was going, like knowing that line, I didn't know at what point that he would kill him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then when I saw the way he did it, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and it was spot on. And it was spot on how he did it too. So it was outstanding though, man. Good movie though. And for a low budget movie, it was like definitely more strong on point for that to be a low budget movie too.
So that's why I ain't gonna watch that shit still.
Exactly.
Regardless of what y'all niggas say, I ain't watching that shit still.
Exactly.
Well, go ahead and watch the Drink Champs, man. You it might inspire you to. Go ahead and look. You have to watch Drink Champs. Here's the thing. I know why y'all say watch it, but at the same time, for me, it took me 3 times to really appreciate it.
Appreciate it instant. Because I guess I got the more that New York state of mind. So, and I've already knew a lot about a lot of these cats. So I was already intrigued into it once it started. And I was like, oh, okay. And hearing other songs that I've heard over the years, it all started connecting dots and making sense to me. So that's how I was feeling it. Man, but I get it though. We know Tony Love is more of the white collar crime ass nigga and shit. So
Man,
I get it.
I
Gotta catch up on the blacklist.
Wire, man.
You did not put me on to the wire, man. I was already on the wire.
Man.
Hey, I was on the wire before all y'all. I know that for sure.
Nah, I was there from day one.
Man, when Avon made that whole big ass Ford excursion disappear on them niggas as they trail, I said I'm all in. So no, ain't try to hit.
Kimby and Mutombo.
Exactly, and that was it. That was just TV magic for me personally.
Mm-hmm. So, Tony Love, is that time of the show? What have we learned this episode?
Let's see. What have we learned? Number one, small markets. Come on, y'all need to get your money up for these buyouts. You know, if you complaining about these big market teams buying these cats out, about getting these cats that's on the market now, then get your money up. Do better. Two, Utah Jazz. Nobody likes you. Nobody believes in you. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Number three, Stephen A. contradictions on success is just so disrespectful. It's just you're an entertainer. Don't take him seriously. Four, recovered addicts in the world, please reach out to DMX. It's a celebrity recovered addicts. Y'all help him out. Keep this dude busy, keep him away from harming himself. And last, Watson. That's a lot of therapists, though. That's a lot of therapists. A lot.
Massage therapists, nigga.
Massage therapist. That's a lot. And to Raheem Goodell's credit, you should have left him the Derek Jeter gift bag, man.
Bring him back.
That's all this comes
to this shit.
Hey, could give a good review, a 5. You know what I'm saying? At least, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a gift basket by the door. Thanks. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Your hands are magic. Oh man, yeah, man. That's just still.
That's a lot.
Fuck out of me. That confuses the fuck out of me. Ebbtide King, what you got in closing?
This is very short and simple. We better not ever again in life speak on some fucking Lil Nas X again on this podcast. Don't ever disrespect our doggone music palette to such one-hit wonder foolery.
Hey, I told I said before you came on, I said I bet you it's Jay-Z funding him, paying for his career just to fuck with Nas.
Hey, but he's the definition.
That would be something.
He's the definition of a trophy, though. Like, he's literally like, oh, you completed the season. Here you go. Like, that's, I don't know. Another thing too, Twin disrespect Montel Jordan like that again and putting it in there. We only disrespect LeBron in these streets, man.
This is how we do it.
Gotta get your groove on.
Hey, look, a little known history. Hey,
man, mute him. Don't hear this shit no more.
Hey, who was Montel Jordan with?
Hey, man, my level of disrespect for him has nothing to do with him being an artist.
Well, I'm just saying, the comparison was just bad tonight. That's all I was just saying. That's all. That was just a bad comparison.
Hey, wasn't Quincy Jones who was the head of the record label that he was on at the time?
No, he was on Def Jam.
Yeah, he was on Def Jam.
All right, so who was it?
Russell Simmons.
That was Russell and them time.
Yeah.
That was Russell time. Yeah, that's right before Russell them rolled out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell hated him. Go. He actually didn't want to.
Yeah, because they didn't want. Yeah, because they didn't want no R&B. They didn't want no R&B, but they were trying to tell them that we got that to change up, and they was riding the wave of the West Coast vibe with Warren G and Regulator, so they were trying to stay more on that West Coast vibe at the time.
No. Montel Jordan kept putting out hits, which caused Def Jam to keep funding him another project.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I think Russell kind of mentioned that in the interview, saying that, hey, I really didn't like the guy or his music, but people loved him. So
but remember, they never had an R&B singer neither on Def Jam. He was actually the first R&B singer that would be signed to Def Jam. So that was another reason why, Russell wasn't on board to that, because he's like, nah, we strictly everybody. We're like, hey, they'll let him know, hey, times is changing here. Especially what they're doing was on in the West Coast with the rap/singing vibes. You know, they had to say, hey, man, we got to get on board of this. But, you know, Russell was not trying to hear that. So that was not surprising by no shape or form. And that's all I got. And like I said, short and simple. This we just never better bring him on that. And as a topic again in life. That's
right. I'm pretty sure we won't have to. I can almost bet on that. Twin, what you got?
So looking at today's topics, I can sum up today's topics in one word, and basically that word is journey. You know, everyone's journey looks different. And I don't care if you're rich, poor, on your way of owning something, or being a part of an organization or sports, what have you. No matter what, your life is always going to be under a microscope. People always gonna have something to say. You know, just like y'all, just like our lives. You know, I'm sure there's somebody talking about y'all behind y'all backs as well. You know, hating on y'all. Of course. So in the great words of the best fraternity in the world, A5A Fraternity Incorporated, onward and upward, and fuck Montel Jordan.
Yeah. Oh man! Shout out to the noobs.
Shout out to the what? Shout out to the what? Hey man, we're gonna edit this shit right. We're gonna edit this shit right.
I got noobs in the family, dog.
Come on, man. Hey, bro, I got love for the Knicks, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, dog.
But not no noobs.
Not no damn noobs.
Oh man.
Real talk. I have nothing against Montel Jordan. I actually like Montel
Jordan.
Man. Raheem Goodell, what foolishness you got today?
TikTok. How about this? The TikTok trend for those booty lifting tights or whatever. I need to cut that out. It ain't for everybody.
Are those the web joints?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen people recently, and I just was like, it ain't for everybody. Hey, I also kind of say like, hey, look, if you ain't necessarily coming to the gym or going from the gym, please stop wearing gym attire or yoga attire to like common places. At this point, you know, that's just me. I'm starting to see that way more often. Some people might like it. I'm just starting to. It's kind of getting. The last 10 years with tights, it's starting to get kind of annoying.
Bumwear.
Yeah, bumwear. Yeah, you know what I mean. Outside of that, crypto, man. Buy some BAX. That seems like it's doing big right now. And you know, hopefully one day I can stand by the lake and take pictures with my girl at some point.
Well, hey, stop dry snitching in these streets. That might happen.
Oh man.
Y'all bond together snitching, so that's y'all common thing. So y'all just keep being who y'all are.
Oh, and today's podcast is sponsored by Buku Ball. You know what I'm saying? Buku Ball chicken, Buku Ball wings. You know what I'm saying? Buku Ball.
I got chicken, bitch.
I got chicken, bitch.
It's chicken.
Get that chicken, bitch. Stupid. So next week we will have actor / rapper / entrepreneur Brandon Pettis on. That should be pretty entertaining. We got a bunch of stories that we can probably dive into, but we'll try to stick to his professional career. But see y'all next week. And remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. And Tone Love should be dropping the blog post soon. So see y'all next week. Y'all be easy.
All right, keep your necks up.
Right.
Keep your necks up.
Later.
Next
Next
flag,
level.
boy.